Hello Fractal Model users. We are excited to introduce the next version of the Fractal Model, version 19.9. This model has 5 new exciting upgrades. First, the aesthetics are updated. It's faster, it's prettier, and hopefully a little bit easier to use. Second thing is you can now pick chemistries. Third, we have improved the aux load calculations, pretty exciting development. Fourth, we now have round trip degradation on top of all the other degradations we were keeping track of. And the last big upgrade is that we have different modes of calculating. We have a fast mode, we have the existing 8760, and then we have a new mode that goes timestamp by timestamp through project life. That could be 10 years, 20 years, 35-year project life, and it does a line-by-line calculation. Let's jump in. First thing to notice is that we continue to make it look better and hopefully easier to use. A couple cool things. We now have buttons such that if you click the button, instead of clicking a checkbox like there used to be, you can turn storage off and on. You can do the same thing for solar, pretty quick. The other thing, if I type in a different number, you can see how fast it is. For some users, it used to take on the order of 10 seconds, but now just super quick. The next thing is we've included default batteries for 3 of the bigger brands. Now we had to stay generic, but I think you can figure out which is which. You can quickly switch between the different versions of lithium. We have NMC prismatic, NMC pouch, and LFP prismatic. As mentioned, these represent the 3 major brands that are out there. You can also put in a custom. So if I wanted to simulate an LTO, then I can put that in. Also, we have improved our degradation curve. It is now a single line. Used to be there was a degradation curve for cycle life and then another for resting state of charge. That curve has been collapsed into one. We account for cycle life degradation and calendar life in one curve. If we manually change the resting state of charge, you can see that that affects the curve. If we were to manually change the cycles, you can see how that changes. The next exciting thing is that we have given you the ability to turn off the system if you're not using it. This is a great feature if you have a solar plus storage and at night it makes sense to turn off the whole system. And it's as simple as this. You just click the off button when there's no power going through the system and you have the off button selected, then the inverter will turn off and you'll be reducing the amount of aux load that you need. Now, it's not a huge amount because your HVAC's still running, but your electronics that surround your inverter, those are turned off. Compared to a standby versus a off configuration, you save about 25%. And then the other cool thing, probably even more important, if you're deploying your battery, like in the blue bees here, but your battery is either fully charged or your battery is fully discharged, then the model is smart enough to know that the battery's in standby. It will adjust the amount of HVAC that's necessary. Pretty cool. The next exciting upgrade, we are including round trip efficiency degradation, meaning that as the battery gets older, it's less and less efficient. So as the system gets older, your round trip efficiency gets worse and worse and worse. For an AC coupled system, you might start off with a round trip efficiency of about 88%, but after 10 years, your round trip efficiency will probably go down by 3 to 4%. So you'll be closer to 85 or 84% round trip efficiency. That is built into our calculations. So on top of keeping track of the different types of degradation, keeping track of round trip efficiencies, now we're also keeping track of degradation of your round trip efficiency as the battery ages. And then the last really exciting feature is the 3 different modes of calculation. We've seen the first mode, how it's super fast. We type it in and it's instant feedback. What we're doing here is using an approximation, very quick, very light, but actually pretty good, pretty accurate. If you want more appropriate results, click the 8760 button here at the top. After about 30 seconds, the model converts to 8760. When it's in 8760 mode, this is the mode that we have previously done. This is doing 8760 and then projecting that to your project lifespan. So this is the mode that you're used to. If we type in a different value into the parameters, you can see it takes a few seconds to calculate, but this is still faster than it used to be. It has all the calculations, it does your cash flow, your dispatch is in there, and the battery degradation is what you're used to. The last mode is when you click this simulate project life. What this mode does is it goes through line by line for project life, and in this case that's a 35-year project life. Let me show you how that works. Here I've opened up the developer window for Microsoft Visual Basic, and let's click the simulate project life, and you will see how it goes through and calculates each timestamp. Okay, I've skipped ahead. You can see how it took a little over 100 seconds to do the calculation. When you're in this mode, you have to remember that every time you change something, you have to press this button again and do the calculation. You have to make sure that you are ready to do this because it's a time commitment. Otherwise, stay in 8760 mode or stay in light mode until you're ready to run the project life. But you can see that the IRRs are pretty similar. Please let us know if you have any questions. Happy to jump on a call or a WebEx and walk you through features or help you with sizing or optimizing a project. Have a great day.